Okay, so today my intention is to talk about the concept of neurogenesis, my general experience with it thus far, and my reasons for pursuing it. And so, before I go any further, I think that it's important for me to explain how weird I am in terms of the things that I've pursued, the things that I found in my life and in my reality. I'm very different from what most people tend to be, but there's a limited number of us, and we, because it's not just me, there's a limited number of us scattered across the world that find this information and utilize this information in the most appropriate way possible. And I know that based on general views and things of that nature. So for example, I have the Enoch study by Trey Smith, which is an interesting documentary, like highly interesting, but I know very few people that have this. I have Noah, which gives a different take on everything. I got disc 1 and disc 2, which gives a different take on everything that occurred and really goes into depth regarding it. Interesting stuff. Never trust the Inky, all this type of stuff, which is very cool and interesting. Nephilim, I have the bonus disc on this and also the original disc. The God Dimension, which is also very interesting, mind fucking boggling. And the more I explore the Hebrew language and some of the texts that were given to man therein, I get more insights into what the fuck is going on in this thing, fam. And it's fucking mind boggling. That number 221111, fucking amazing stuff. And I also have entities. So my perception of reality is rather different to what most people would generally understand. I love this one here. This is the beginning, and then there's the unveiling. Most of them are intact. Lost disc 1 of Enoch, but still got disc 2, I think. And so in beginning that, I also have Holy Land, which features the trip that Trey did to Israel, so that's pretty cool as well. Also, I haven't finished this one here, but and there's this other guy as well, Rick, is on there, so this is really cool. Enjoy it, right? So that's that out of the way. That's 2 minutes on that. So that gives the insight of who I am, what my general intentions and interests are in regards to my perception and understanding of reality, and the way that because it makes me feel not alone in my beliefs. It makes me feel not stupid in my beliefs, and it also enhances my understanding and experiences of supernatural things that may occur within my general environment. So that's out of the way. So neurogenesis, right? So I find my teachers, right? In all things, I find my own teachers. It's very limited that I think that I know things. I've never known anything, but I always pursue, it's me, it's who I am, and people can try to take that away. They can try to alter that based on whatever powers that they're given, but I'm sorry, it's limited in how it functions, right? So it's me or my being that seeks the teacher above through a factorial mechanism, through my body to my mind to the ether or the external world, and information is given to me, and I'm able to retrieve this information and utilize it accordingly, right? So whether be it to teach, right, and to pass on and redistribute this information to my offspring and things of that nature beyond that, right? So and I've done this for an extended period of time since I was young, right? I always found that as a problem-solving mechanism. So neurogenesis, and the teacher in this one here is Brant Cortright, which interesting dude, very great, awesome explanations in regards to things, and amazing categorization of the process of neurogenesis in itself, right? So if you just look here, This is the contents page. You see, we cover things in the shape of mind, body, heart, mind, and spirit, and we have enhanced your whole brain and the neurogenesis revolution. And so it's targeted towards people who are specifically, ideally, on a like seniority level, right? But I think that I find value in this because it helps me be able to better take care of myself and also repair some of the things and issues that I've had in my life and reality, right? And so I don't really understand what's going on most of the time. Like, I don't know anything at all regarding the external world, these factors that inhibit it, right? Like, I know the basics, right? But I'm limited in my understanding, right? In regards to people, I don't have anyone helping me. I don't have anyone backing me. It's just me, right? And so it's being just generally me. Like, I have my family there to support me, but my family is very limited because I see or feel different things based on different aspects of family, and I'll cover that another time when I talk about family dynamics based on my own personal experience. And by family, I don't have a wife and children, etc. right now, but I do in the future somewhere, maybe, most likely. But then again, at the same time, just like my extended family at present, with my brother being one of the closer people to me, so I have a better understanding of him. But generally, it's the overall extended family, though they're all close to me to some degree, and I respect them all within their own general right? So that's that, right? So my personal experience thus far, so I'm kind of like halfway through. Let's see, how many pages is it here? Yeah, I'll probably say like 1/3. Yeah, give or take 1/3 ish. 1/3. Definitely 2/4. Maybe 2/5. Yeah, I'm probably 2/5 through the book, and I've enjoyed it. Been highlighting things. Let's see what I highlighted here. A diet rich in antioxidants includes fresh fruits and vegetables, as well as supplement vitamin C, E, A, and other carotenoids, including astectin, lipoic acid, and NAC. And I found that interesting for some strange reason. One of the best studied is called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF for short. It appears to be the main signal that turns the brain on neurogenesis. So there's all these things, very factual, brilliant. Brilliant stuff. So I'm like half the way through somewhat, and so I've gone through the diet aspect, which I'd like to cover. But I definitely feel that I've experienced this, though I didn't have an awareness of it. But being given an awareness of it gives me the ability to become more intentional relating to it, right? So for example, things like the diet side of things, what you gotta eat is very important, and it's probably one of the most vitalist things that you can probably encounter. If I really been so the thing with me with time as well, right? I think with the neurogenesis thing, it's very important, understanding and conceptualizing time, and learning how to correctly associate that so that we can get the best results out of the information that we're given. Because I don't feel like I've been sitting here for 10 minutes discussing these things, but again, that's beyond the point, right? So I've gone through the diet section, and so I understand about varying levels of supplements that can be utilized and why we should utilize these things in order to improve our brain function. Of course, not all of it is 100% guaranteed to work as one would expect, simply based on the fact that the research hasn't been done for everybody. So for younger males, for example, or just younger people in general, some of this research hasn't been done, so we're not really aware of how it could affect people. So that's quite detrimental on my aspect. But you stop developing new neurons at a specific point in time, but then you can re-trigger the process in order to regenerate new neurons to allow you to have to repair stuff and things of that nature, right? So I come from a background where I've done weed, drinking's alright. I enjoy drinking, man. I'd be going to the pub, but or bar, whatever, because I know some people might say that it's bad or negative, but if I have 1 week, right, where I'm doing great work, learning as well after work or whatever, or the work is aligned with the learning process, I'll go to the bar and have a drink one night and come home and just, although that's not recommended, but I just wouldn't be doing it every day in an alcoholic sense, right? So drinking is not something that I'm generally against. Smoking weed though is something else, but it's something that I've done in my past and I basically have experience with. So those are some of the things that may inhibit my thing, but also just generally the way that I've lived life. Chicken wings, going to just wasting things, right? Your things you spend your attention on also, I think, counts. I think that would probably count from what I've experienced. I haven't got to the mind yet, but I definitely think that would probably count. The things that you give your attention to will probably have a relevance there. So all that type of stuff, and so I took the steps necessary to help and try realign my neurogenetic processes to bring about a new experience of living and to repair myself to the appropriate state that I should be, right? So to do that, I had to explore a number of different dietary things, right? So I'm gonna just go through some of the things that I've tried and some of the experiences that I've had, because it's been amazing and weird at the same time. Some of the times I'd experiment with doing the process, experiencing the process while sleeping, and that doesn't really always work as intended. So green tea extract was one thing that I was recommended to look at. So I went and got some of those. I took out quite a bit. Haven't really been using them that much though as of late. So 700 milligrams of green tea extract. Wonderful. I can't really give too much of a comment because I don't really use these on their own, but I assume that they function as intended. They have a purpose as defined in the book, and so I'm happy with these. So standard extract, food supplement, great stuff. Blueberry extract, that was great as well. So I haven't been buying these because I'm kind of low on funds at the moment, so I've got to be cautious. But the blueberry extract also helps with vision. But not only that, there's other aspects that it actually helps with, that assist with boosting the neurogenetic process within one's own consciousness or within one's own brain on the physical level. Right, that's what we're looking at here. That's what the diet affects. That and also the heart and body and everything else that plays a relevant part. I've got some omega-3 oils here. So these ones here are made from algae, which was the ones that I was recommended to get. I saw these on Instagram though. Beforehand I was using the just general omega-3 ones that come with omega-3, omega-6 and omega-9, which helps with vision, which helps with the heart movement, but also these help as well. I took one of these the other day, I had obviously a tinfoil here. There's a company there that does them. If you need that, I'll put the link in my bio or DM me and I'll show you what company it was. Basically, yes, these ones here work pretty well. Probably one of the more effective ones from the ones that I've shown thus far. But they also help with heart processing of breath, amongst other things, right? But these are made from algae as opposed to fish oils, I believe, or natural occurring fish something, right? And that helps a lot in the process. These are awesome, right? And then there's the goji berry this is fucking even more great. This is fucking even extra awesome because you can put this in anything, right? Food supplement, red grape, like, and there's some. I think I threw some that away. That was like grape seed, grape skins or something. Grape seed here, yeah, grape seed was also one of the things that was useful as a supplement, like grape seed stuff. But these ones here is also awesome. You can put this in oats. You can put this in pretty much anything that's of a general liquid form. You can even put this in drinks, like plant-based milk or something of that nature. So I really like this, and I want to buy this again. But I think this was like what, like £10. So this is one of the more expensive ones, but it's so rewarding, you know, like on a monthly basis. Just get yourself one of these and just use that, man. It really helps. Because one time I took it a little bit more. Like I think I took like two caps, and yeah, you get a cap, and you get it comes with a cap, so you can automatically measure it. And you know, like I could feel this occur. Like I could feel this on my brain. Like I was like, it was fucking awesome. Yeah, it was fucking awesome. And you know, sometimes I'd be getting like these glitches. Like I'd be just like seeing them, like, you know, like faces and stuff, which is kind of weird. But I think it's okay overall. In general, it's just like the memories that I tend to hold, and the limited social aspect is what I understand of that. I don't think any more of it. And there is also the turmeric, fucking awesome as well. But I think you get varying types. You can get liquid version. Liquid version comes in capsules like this, but it costs more, like 20 quid. But again, it's like, you know, it's like it dilutes in the blood better, and it also has black pepper. So the black pepper actually enables it to have that aspect of, it helps it dilute into the blood much quicker. Right, so the process is like, you know, improve your memory, brain power, inoculate you against stress and depression, prevent or delay cognitive decline, dementia, Alzheimer's, enrich your relationships and sex life, and help you connect with lowering center of peace. So I actually have a video where I talk about some of the sex stuff, but I'm not going to go in there. I have two videos. I have one where I talk about a flashlight and using crystals to enhance the process, and the meditation. I have one where I talk about just like the whole process of like how to get through that neurogenesis aspect. Okay, so that's that. So today we're just going to be covering the diet aspect, my experience with it, etc. So yeah, so I took the pills in different processes. At some point in time, I started taking them while I was sleeping. So I take them before I go to sleep, right? And then hopefully allow the stuff to just like realign the consciousness, realign the neurons as intended while I'm sleeping. But I felt that after a while, you know, the sleeping became a bit weird. Like it became a bit weird. Like the brain my body started getting stuck, right? Like it just became weird. Like man, I had to stop that because it started getting a bit weird. It started getting a bit weird. Yeah, so like right there, it's like I get like sometimes like interruptions, like where they feel like interruptions to some degree, but it's like these thought processes that interrupt the current thought processes that I'm in. So it could be like trying to recreate a memory in my head and just trying to make sure that memory went okay, you know, and that's kind of bugged sometimes. That's why I really try to avoid that. But I think that just because due to the content that it's just due to the content that one is consuming that overall determines the neural pathways that are formed in one's mental state or one's mental being. So we're definitely going to change that at some point in time. Yeah. It's always like having to confirm, did I really smoke that weed or did I really do that thing? You know? And if I don't confirm the thought process correctly, is it impacted in any way, shape, or form, right? Is the general concept we're going for here. Yeah, okay, cool. So that's one thing personally that I tend to do, and it happens for different things, but that's beyond the point. Cool. Right. So okay. Alright, so like you see, so I spent like 30 seconds just looking at random things, like, oh, well, what the fuck am I thinking about right now, you know? Cool. Right. Alright. So now let's see. What? Okay, yeah. So I was sleeping with the pills, which was quite detrimental. Like I was like taking the pills and then going to sleep. And then in that sleeping process, you know, things started to occur. My body started to function a bit differently. So I had to change that up, you know, just really switch it up really quickly. So what I did was I took to change the patterns of my neural circuits. I took the pills, you know, take a cold shower in the morning. Like I done this for about 3-4 days or so, just to like re-wake my body up, re-wake my mind state up, right? So it's like take the pills and take a cold shower. You know, just reawaken that, and then do a little bit of exercise as well, just to rewire the conscious process. But besides that, I felt that, you know, there were definitely improvements to certain aspects of thought and memory. But also there's also damages, right? Because I think that the damages occur when... Yeah, I think that the damages occur when one actually... like looking at like the content you consume. For me, that's what I'd say I probably felt the most detrimental damage. The social aspect as well, but they're very limited. So working, because I think I got this book when I was working as well. So I think that the ideology around that is quite frivolous. In essence, also. That's pretty much it. Like, I'm not gonna say that I didn't see any changes in effect or anything like that, but definitely felt differences. I would recommend trying the sleeping process if you want for a couple of days and see how you feel about it. But for me personally, it was like it worked for a while, but then after doing it for a bit, I was like, nah, man, you know what? I'm probably just gonna stick to the wakeful process, because then I can correctly schedule and align things as needed. But I felt that while I was sleeping, instead of me having to, for example, confirm things, my brain could do that for me automatically, without me having much influence regarding it. If that makes sense at all. So that was that. So I think I'll probably keep it for those reasons. The only reason why I do that, but I wouldn't do it for like more than 2 days. You know, I wouldn't do that. And if I do that, I would definitely make sure that in me waking up, I would take actions to signal to my body that I'm awake. You know, just waking up, like turning around and looking at Instagram or something, or waking up and just being asleep in bed won't help in that scenario, and it will probably damage your neurogenetic profile more than it will do good. So that's that. My experience with that type of stuff there. Hygiene wise, yeah, I'm getting there. Just give me a moment. Like these things that I'm doing that are really just fudging with man's consciousness to a great degree. I have no source of income at the moment, so everything is just very difficult, you know. And it's just me just trying to really understand what it is that one wants to get out of this reality. You know, what is it that one wants to actually bring into manifestation? And I think just working on a source of income is the first thing. Then after that, making that source of income stable. Then I can then proceed with other things. But in the meantime, I think that the way for me to achieve that source of income is to actually focus on building and further developing my self-attention and other things, and what I give that to. So diet, that's that. Eating wise, it's just, you know, just eat good food, you know, eat oats, you know, just good, naturally healthy food, organic food, you know, like things like I don't use cooking oil. I use coconut oil for most of my cooking. I try to eat veggies as much as I can. I would love to buy an all plants based meal, but I can't afford it right now. But if I could, that's probably what I'll probably be on most of the time. Though I can be a bit greedy, so it's like one day of the week I might have time off. I don't know. I don't smell like if I'm not eating meat, I don't feel like I smell too bad, you know. Most of the time, but it's important to do those things. And in terms of actually just like my mind state, right, I know that I've got the Sephira, you know, that can help me a lot in just understanding and realigning myself with my true core, because things in the past will come back to bite you, right? All those little mistakes that you made, all those people that you spoke to and what you spoke to them about, right? All those things that make you who you are would actually come into fruition, right? They'll come into manifestation in regards to the overall outcome. So you're gonna have to, I don't know, right? That's what I imagine, because that's what I feel sometimes, right? And I felt that the mind section will go deeper into that, and so my mind will be more open. So my mind will be more open to the things, right? To those things. I think that's pretty much it. So I have the Torah here, which I'll most likely be reading throughout this process. I also have the Sephira. Yetzirah, I think it's called, and that's gonna help me also just move my content and my mind state away from different things. And the Torah contains the 5 books of the Bible, and this one here is beautifully designed, and it has everything that I'm gonna need to realign my pathways accordingly. You know, there's the 32 parts of wisdom, and though there's no correlation, but when I look at how many, you know, it's so weird. It's so weird. I'm like, yo, that's kind of creepy. But you know, it's all good. Somebody loves me out there that I don't know who it is. You know, it's well put together, so that's gonna give me back insights of everything. I got the Holy Bible as well, which explains some of the stuff. You know, it goes into great depth. What am I looking at here? Okay, yeah, Joseph dining with his brothers. God knows when the fuck that happened. I don't remember that chapter in the Bible. What the fuck is this? It's in Genesis, nigga? I didn't know that. I didn't know. Wait, Joseph, nigga? Who the fuck is Joseph, bruh? Okay, that's some interesting too. That's some Genesis shit. So it's definitely written differently. Yeah, man, there's a couple of things in here still. So man's gonna be going through that and just gaining that correct understanding, you know, to clean that. So those things that will definitely clean and help cleanse things. So I'll probably just move away, just read that, yeah, and the probably like just like the SRE book will probably just help. For me, that's how I think that the best cleanse of my mind state would be. And also I have a Quran, right? I got this Quran. Like I remember one chick I was with, at a dinner or whatever. She was like, "Yeah, if like we can be together, but you gotta be Muslim. Like I have to be Muslim. Like her parents would probably want me to be Muslim." And I'm like, "Bruv, it's a madness." She don't talk to me no more. She blocked me. A lot of people block me actually, and I think that's okay. Cause I say weird stuff because I'm trying to incite thought processes, right? Like how you gonna think if I say these things, right? Are you gonna go, that's my idea around that. So it's creepy, fam. Like it's weird. 'Cause I just look like a face sometimes without hair, at least from the way that I'm looking at it, which I think is probably creepy. But anyway, and then I do have hair. I should say, just in case anyone's wondering, I think that's important to point out. But I have a forehead as well, but don't mind the forehead. I do have a Quran. I have a Tajweed Quran. Bought this bad boy for various reasons. Yeah, and so it was around this idea where this woman was like, "Yeah, man, this like if you wanna get this pussy, you're gonna have if you wanna get anything, you're gonna have to become a Muslim of sorts based on our parents' intent." And yeah, so I kind of pursued it, but it never really went anywhere, unfortunately. But I do have, I did get one of these things here. So it has both the. I don't know about reading it though, because for me it's a bit weird, man. I ain't really gonna go through this whole thing here, man. I'm probably gonna read Brandon's fucking cloud operations books before I go through this particular one. So that's that. It has a bunch of different things. It helps you also understand what the fuck is going on in the thing. I doubt sometimes that what's on the left represents what's on the right, or like what's on this side, or what's on this side is exactly what's on this side. Like this whole bit here, like it's in this set of English here. Like it's a bit difficult for me to comprehend, but I like it, man. I like this Quran that I got because I feel like it really does wonders for me. And there's also all these. I'm never gonna learn. I don't think I'm ever gonna learn Arabic. I don't see the reason for it. There you go. All these here, and yeah, and I think like I ain't gonna lie, man. Sometimes I do search on the hub and stuff for like Arab porn. It's creepy, but I think being Muslim has got nothing to do with being Arab. And I think that some people will be like, how can you be so disrespectful while holding the Quran and mention that? And like, it's like, I don't know, right? Like, it's in my mind state. And I think that I'm trying the gods and angels are trying to express something to me, and I don't understand it. So I interpret it my own way. So maybe I'm saying that like this woman that I've loved in the past, she had a hijab, right? So in my mind state, with the woman that I'd loved in a long past, in another reality, right? As seen in heaven, in the past, right? Like has a hijab. So that's my way of interpreting, or the way that my body knows to understand that, right? Like it's like I can't understand it. So it's like I interpret it in the wrong way. Maybe I could just read the Quran and just get better insight. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I think that and it used to be more and this is what I learned as well, that like maybe it's just like I'm just like something is, and me saying this makes me feel so bad and so dirty even while holding this. Like it makes me feel so wrong, and even stating that. But I think that there was a love that I'm seeking, or a love that I had that I was pursuing, that was based on these things here. And I really try not to do that. And like what I mean also is that like when I first done that, like there was a point in time when I was like, don't click that stuff, right? Then at some point in time I was like, let me just click that stuff. So there's like this barrier that got lowered and lowered and lowered and lowered over time. And I think it was definitely very wrong of me, but I never actually understood why that barrier got lowered. And I think that's just the way of these angels letting me know I have an understanding of what it is. And like I don't like that porn stuff, man. It's very bad. And I think, and I notice as well that there's more of it nowadays as well. Ever since the pandemic, there's so much more of it, but these aren't really who Arab women are or what they represent. And I can communicate through the Bible. I can communicate through the Torah, I get instructions sometimes around, like, divorced women and how to deal with them. But I'm like, bro, what do you mean, Muhammad? How do I approach a divorced Muslim woman respectful? And why is it that I'm attracted to them, right? Because I thought it was the porn, right? I thought it was like me looking at porn or the body or the whatever that I'm looking at, but it ain't that, because hotness is actually not defined by that, and what I find most attractive is not within that. It's just me learning, and I'm learning by making mistakes, right? What I'm attracted to them for is because I say it seasonally, like they've been seasoned with the Quran, so I know that what she's gonna say to me or how she's gonna treat me, right, is gonna be in line with the teachings in this book. And that will bring me self-being, self-comfort, the supportive nature of this woman. And not her taking advantage of me, but her looking at me differently. And again, I think that's what that is, right? And that's what I'm looking for. But it took me a long time to understand that. And to come to the belief of that, right? So it's actually not Arab women, because again I mentioned this prior, society we've been defined to believe that Arab women are what Muslim, or Arab is what Muslim is, but no, Muslims, there's Muslims everywhere. So my intent is, but I think that the Arab ones might have some, like the real Arab ones might have something else regarding their understanding of what reality is, and regarding their understanding of what marriage and what being with a man is, right? That it would actually help those neurons become quite in line and quite amazingly as they should be. I'm not to say that a Christian woman wouldn't be good, or even an Israeli woman wouldn't be great. I do have a Holy Bible in here. We'll get to the Jesus part another time, but at the moment these are the things that I'm holding in this particular video, and at the moment these are my key focuses. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. And I know the lesson that Jesus was to teach, right? And I know where that comes from. Like what they did in the past, some of the ancient Egyptian stuff. They were quite brutal about it, but they were praising God in a weird way. They had these whole initiation processes, but that's not what Jesus is about, or the whole entirety of what that individual represents. What that individual represents, he represents the path for you and the internal that's inside you, the internalness of you. Letters to the Corinthians. Yeah, those letters to the Corinthians. Yeah, letters to the Corinthians. There's a bunch of different stuff that you can use for Jesus' sake. Right, but I think a lot of people also miss the point regarding that. So that's some interesting things that I have there regarding my understanding and my own perception of reality, and what forms me and my being. And that's pretty much it, really. I know that people might think this stuff here ain't got nothing to do with the neurogenesis stuff, because obviously there is the body part, which also explains how the sexual aspect of it is very in tune with it. But it's beyond just like watching the hub and masturbating and then forgetting and then getting brain headaches and injuries and shit. There is much more to the process, And so yeah, that's pretty much. That's pretty much it, really. I hope you enjoyed that. This went over to like 40 minutes, cause I don't really plan these before I go in. Like, yeah, I get this stuff together, but I don't really have the overall intention. You know what? There's even like things like smells and stuff that I had. Like, I've got like frankincense, incense. All this stuff helps to start the process, to begin the initiatory process into developing one's own neurotic patterns. Right, so that's pretty much it, really. I'm really enjoying the Jewish stuff, though, man. I mean, these guys had knowledge. Because that's the thing. I think it pisses me off about some of these spiritual people nowadays, right? It's like they go to all these other things and leave all these other things behind. Like, you know, I've only seen it once. There's this woman on Gaia. She explained some of the stuff. Like, she dropped knowledge. Mystery schools, right? She dropped knowledge. She was talking about the Sephirah yesterday before I even knew about it. You know, I can't. What then led me to it, to the discovery of the actual book, but she was dropping immense knowledge regarding it. The Bahia, I think that's how I call it, or the Bahir, the illumination, also helps shed immense light on the topics that I've covered here. Or that I've made reference to here. And yeah, and so that's pretty much the that's pretty much the concept of the ideology that I feel is necessary to share here. And you know, important lessons, important things, and just taking their time. And I think that my family, if you're all watching this, like, just don't worry, don't be concerned too much, because the things that I'm doing, they're right in line with what I should be doing. You know, they're right in line with what I have to do in order to defeat the evil spirits that control the flesh of men, that control the flesh of women, and that influence the children through the flesh of men and women. Right? And I can do this without actually doing anything, by just letting the world do its thing. But I have to direct my mind to bring myself into that righteous world, into that righteous being. And yes, I make mistakes, but I know that I'm making mistakes, and I'm just trying to avert and revert from them, and also help people that are going to be experiencing and to help people that are going to be experiencing, similar issues. A lot of people think that they know this thing, they know this game, but they ain't got a clue, right? You know, we know what we're talking about, you know, when we say that, or at least let me say they know what they're talking about. You know, and as I said before, I find my own teachers, and you should do the same. You know, and be glad if somebody found the content that I share, and they see that we could be, you know, classmates, but classmates on a journey towards something without actually knowing each other, and that this information helps anyone. So thank you for thank you for watching, and I hope that this helps you accordingly. I hope that this helps you accordingly and helps improve your understanding regarding the nature of reality. You know, because like, even sex wise, man, even sex wise, like, I'm like, man, I ain't doing it, man. you know, and everyone like makes their own sort of bargains. Everyone makes their own sort of bargains, right? Everyone has their own sort of power, and whatever power that you give yourself to, just make sure that it's the right one, right? Right? Make sure that the power is the right one. Make sure that the power is in line with what it is you seek to express, and make sure that that power can get you to where you need to get to. Yeah, pretty much. I think that pretty much sums it up in a nutshell. But yeah, thank you for watching, and stay woke. Stay woke and don't be deceived. See you in the future.